Welcome to the another episode of Abstract Thesis series. In this series, we are digging deep into the Power BI concepts. If you have not subscribed, subscribe to our channel and press the bell icon so that you can get notification for our new video. Hello and welcome to the video of Abstract Thesis series. In this video, we are digging deep into the concepts of Power BI. And today we are going to take up a concept which is deployment pipeline. Now this is premium only concept and we will jump on Power BI service and tell you that, okay, this is there in the premium. And so let's jump on Power BI service. So what happens? This concept deployment pipeline is there something for the Power BI premium. And what I've done there for a few days back, I went to my profile and I was getting an option, to upgrade my license, and I've done that upgrade and I got the PPU license. So I'm right now using that particular PPU license here, and you can see there's 48 days left. It's showing here. Okay, so now what I'm going to do here is, let me click here. Okay, so now I'm going to show you whether we will be able to create a deployment pipeline where yes and so where. So if you go here in the PPU, you see this create deployment pipeline, and if you click here, you will be asked for a name. Now let's say if I go, and I have few non-premium workspaces also. So I go to this demo workspace. This is non-premium, and if I click here, so this is a premium feature. Creating deployment pipeline is only possible for the workspaces assigned to premium capacity. So this is not assigned to premium capacity, so this is not allowed. So it's premium only feature, so you need to be premium. So now I'm going to tell you few concepts which you need to take advantage when you're creating deployment pipeline. It's just not that I'm able to deploy it. What exactly I'm going to get by deploying, what exactly I'm going to get by separating out my dev, test and QA environment. And one of the problem which you keep on asking, I have a lot of data, I need to load that lot of data and then I publish it to Power BI service, and then I can only run the incremental load. Can something be done? Yes, in the deployment pipeline, something could be done. Okay, so we were going to implement that. What I've done is to make my things pretty easy. I have already created a, in the demo workspace, let me see. I have created a sales overview data where, and this is non-premium, this is pro only, where I imported the model which typically I'm working in. And I also, and you can see my data flow video. So once you create a data flow, you also need to refresh it to load the data once. So at least once it need to be refreshed. So we can sort here and see, if we see here, refresh history. So at least once it should have been refreshed to have the data. So it has been refreshed once and it do have data. So data flow has been created. Ideally, if you're a premium customer, create it in premium, because in premium you have an option for direct query also, which you can explore. So that also I have explained in another video of direct query. So the option is basically you go to the settings, and in the settings you have this enhanced compute engine where on will be option available only for the premium customer. So after that you will be able to do direct query. So now the setup is there. We have certain data which is available. Now what we are going to do here is we will jump to Power BI and quickly create one file which we are going to use in the dev environment. So I'm going to say get data, and I have done this data flow because what I'm planning to do, I don't want to define, after I go there, I don't want to take that credentials. I need credential, I need this, I need that, because my data flow credentials are there. I would be quickly able to update those credentials to make sure the refresh can run. So I want my refresh to be very easy. I don't want to, make sure that here my is my database is cloud database, or is my database is on premise, and my on premise gateway should be up and running. So I don't want to get into that detail. So what right now I'm doing is I'm trying to minimize this. So I don't want a data set here. I first of all a data flow here. So I'm going to click on the Power BI data flows, and I'm going to create using the data flow my this one, and then I'm going to publish this as a data set also. Okay, so I go to here, and in the demo, we have that data for the sales data flow. I'm going to take all the 4 tables, and these are the same tables we keep on using for my videos. So if you don't have information, you can watch my other videos, you will get this information. Okay, so we taken all these 4 tables, and then we say load. Now all these 4 tables are loaded. I'm just going to quickly correct my data model. I'm not going to spend much time here because I am not bothered about too many things around here. There is only one problem which happens with this data set. Okay, this time this seems like Power BI has learned it pretty well. So there is no problem which Power BI has created this time around. Okay, perfect model created, one go. Okay, So no problem here, and we are done. And because I think when I created this data flow, I actually removed my city from column from the customer, so my data model is fine tuned to that. So my perfect model is created. The only thing which I'm going to do here is I'm going to add two cards here, and let me add this card a little bit bigger, and I put a sales date here, and you will be able to know why I'm doing that. So this is the earliest sales date I have, and I do this, and I do the latest sales date I have. Okay, so I have data from October 13 to 23 2020. So now what I'm going to do here is I'll go to transform data. I have only one fact table. You can have more fact tables, and I'm going to do this. First of all, I'm going to make sure this is date or date time. So let me make it date time. Let's see. I want to create parameters which are date time kind of parameter if required. So I'm going to do this. Then I'm going to go to manage parameters. And this is important stop. You also need this for incremental. I'm going to say new, and then I'm going to create range start. Okay. And range start, I can give the description, and range start data type is date time which I require. So I created a date time data type, and I say okay. And current value is required. So okay, I say okay, 10-01 hyphen 2018. That was, it was there from October sometime. So let's start from the first date. Why to start from the middle of a month? Okay, so that's the first date we got. Now we define one more parameter under the manage parameter. Again, we can go to new parameter or manage parameter. We click new parameter, directly we come here and we say range and we say range and data type is basically date time, not any value. And now look at this thing. I'm not going to take it till the end of 2018. So I'm not bringing complete data here. Okay, so I'm going to restrict that. So I got these two parameters. Now what I'm going to do here is I'm going to apply these parameters here on this sales date. So how to do that? Click on this arrow key, go to date time filters, say custom, and this is also required for your incremental load setting. Okay, so if you are trying to do your incremental load setting, this is also the same steps you require for that. So I say is on and after, and here I choose now parameter and range start. It's automatically taken. Now here I go is before and equal to, I again say parameter is going to take range start. I'm going to move it to range end. I say okay. It will refresh my data, and I say close and apply. So this is something that's why we have moved all our changes to all our changes which we wanted to do in the Power Query to data flow, other than this change. Okay, so that we don't have to again and again load data anytime we do the changes. We can do all the changes once, and then we go ahead and load in data flow, and from data flow we take it. So we centralize all our transformation there. Okay, already. So this is only for controlling the data. So I'm controlling the data here. Two dates are coming right now. These are the dates, and I'm going to publish this to my workspace now. Two workspaces I have, and both the workspaces I'm going to publish. So let me save it, and let me save it with the name dev, or let's not call it dev, let's call it deployment. Okay, deployment pipeline we are testing. So let's say save it with the name deployment. Now I'm going to publish it, and I'm going to publish it to both pro as well as premium, and I'm going to tell you what is the problem with the pro and what's the problem with the premium. Okay, so demo PPU is our premium workspace. We are publishing here. It's going to take a little bit of time. It's going to get published, and same thing we are going to do here. Okay, we are going to do the same thing in the for the pro also. So we go and publish it again, save the changes, and we go and publish it to demo also. So both the same Power BI file published to both the demo as well as development. Okay, got it? Fine. Now let's go here. Now let's go to demo. It's short on the refresh date. Content, deployment, we got it. Let's open the file. Now Power BI file got published with the data. So you are able to see those two dates that we know the feature, this and this. Similarly, we go here to demo PPU. We open the report deployment. And again here also, it got published with the data. Now I go and click, I go back to my workspace and I say create a pipeline. And I say demo deployment. So demo deployment is the pipeline which I'm creating. And please give the naming as per your organization standards. Don't just give name like demo and this and that. This is something which is going to become the part of the system and you should not say. Okay. Demo PPU. Assign demo what it should be. It should be development. It should be test. So I can say, okay, I'm about to make this as development. I say assign. So the development has been created. I go here. I see these are the 4 things in my development. I click on the report again. And I see the data here. So still my file contains the data. Now I go ahead and I check these 2 things I want to move. I'm not moving my data flows. My data flow is created somewhere else. So I'm not, don't have that is in demo workspace. I have in some other workspace. So I'm not wanting to move that also. I do only want to move this one. Okay. So now I'm going to demo test deployment is happening right now. So let it deploy. It's going to copy these 2 files. And once the file is copying, we will have these 2 also in the demo. And why it is not correct, if you go ahead and compare it, you will find this because we have not migrated these 2 data flows. They are not migrated here. So because of that, it is going to say us that these 2 are not migrated. So if you do +2, then it will happen. Now we are not interested in that right now. I click on this report, which is there in deployment. So either I can click from here or I can go to demo. This is the workspace, which new workspace has been created for first time. Now onwards, we will be able to migrate that. And I click on this report and this report is going to show me blank report. Now what has happened here in the deployment, but that's the beauty happening here. It has been created without any data. Structure has been created. So now what to do? We need to refresh. And how to do refresh? You have to schedule those refresh and do everything. So let's go back to the workspace. Go here to the data set. Go to the setting. Now in the setting, first of all, we need to ensure database credentials and gateway if required are correctly done. There is no error here. We don't require because we have taken Power BI. It's not asking for credentials. It means everything is all set. If it's asked for credentials, give here data source credentials. It's all set. Also here, refresh history. It has not been refreshed. So first of all, we made sure that it's in a refreshable position. Now here itself, if you see, there is an option to refresh, but I'm not going to refresh it right now because if I refresh, I have set some parameters which actually I want to change. So I click on the star, this icon. Okay, this icon is deployment setting. I click here and I click on the deployment. So right now only parameter rules are available because there is no data source rule is coming because of the structure of the file. And I say choose parameter start range. I see the same one and I choose parameter and I say end range and I see same date. Now what I do here is I made it 2021. Start date remains same, the end date remains, and I save it. Okay. And one more place I'm going to go ahead and validate this before I do my refresh. I click here and I again go to the settings here, and there's one more place I can give this. There is a parameter here. I see here, still it is not changed. So let me do one thing. This is test, demo PPU test. That's why I came here, because last time I also observed there is a bug seems to be there in this one. So it's not changed here. Now it is changed here. Let's refresh the page. Go down here again in the parameters, make sure that parameters have changed. And this one, oh, sorry, this we have changed the wrong one. This should be 2020. Sorry, we have changed the wrong one. 2021, and this should be 10/1/2018. Both we have to change. This should be 31st 2021. Apply. So now it is correct. Let's refresh and check. The below one is start and top one is end. Let's look at the parameter. This is correct. This is correct. Okay. Now both the parameters are correct. Now let's jump into the refresh portion of it. So go back to the data set. And now we have this button. We can refresh it from here. And we can go, and if you want to see whether how the refresh is ongoing, we can click on the refresh history here. On demand, it is saying completed. Let's see, it is showing completed here. It's still not showing completed here. Let's refresh. It's already saying completed. Okay, fine. The message might not have reached here. It's still showing, but let's open the report and test it out. And now what dates you see? You see this 2020. This was not the same number you were seeing in your reports here. See, this was 2018, and this is 3/2020. The date has changed. So now what this parameter has done, that I'm able to get more data in my test environment, and I can do and go get even more on production environment. Okay, I can have set those parameters when I create the production. Now you would say you can change it and load it here. Why don't you go ahead and do that also in the normal one? We will get more data. Okay, let's try that out. And okay, so we go to demo. That's where we publish that file. Let's look at that file data set. Last refreshed. Deployment. Go to settings. And let's change the parameters, isn't it? Is it difficult? Make it 2020 and 1. Apply. So we make it 2020. Okay. Or let's make it 2021, even to a bit more on safer side. Let's refresh and check it. Okay. 2021 18. Very good. Okay. We come here. Again, we go back to our data set, demo data set. And we go here and we say refresh. Look at refresh history. Will not be able to see refresh history here. So we go to settings and look at refresh history. On demand completed. Very good. We are happy with this. Let's go back. Go to the content. Look at the report. Happily changed. But look at this. What we are going to do is we will do certain changes and we are going to redeploy the data set. So let's redeploy the data set to the demo. Replace. Okay, and we are not bothered about demo PPU right now. So let's refresh this report. 2018. So why you can refresh, you can change the parameter and refresh the data. It will be there as long as you don't update that now. So you would ask, will that not happen in the deployment pipeline? So let's go to deployment pipeline. And why I said there's no need to refresh. Yeah, let's go to our deployment pipeline. Let's go here. Now first open this report, show more, and open this report and see what data we have. 13 and 2018. Okay, and let's check this and deploy again. Both we are deploying again. Okay, I can only deploy data sets meanwhile, but let's deploy both of them. Again, the smaller version of data is there. Now go here, show, and click here deployment. 2020. Only Meta is getting deployed. So still we have 2020. And that's the advantage of deployment pipeline. Now, but is this the way we work? We work in a little bit different manner. We work in a little bit different manner means we actually have separate files for data set and deployment visuals. So we are not going to use this file actually. What we are going to do is we are going to use this as a data set and we are going to deploy that. It means I'm going to go to now Power BI data set and import that. Which one? The deployment. And I'm going to right now only going to do this for demo that to PPU. So from demo PPU, I'm going to bring in this. So demo PPU is my data set, okay, which I'm bringing here. Deployment is the name, demo PPU. Please remember, this is the one I'm taking it. I say create. So from the demo PPU, it is coming. It is having, and I'm going to do the one thing. What I've done there, I'm going to create card visual. And just to differentiate, let's make it this right align. 18, Control C, Control V, and make it latest. Save this, and that's we call is visual. Okay, so we have a visual file. Data file, we have a visual file. That's how we deploy. Okay, so now let's publish it again, and we are going to publish it to demo PPU. Select, it will get published. Okay, we go to our deployment pipeline, we refresh it, show more, we have one more visual file here. Now it's only, there's no data set here, it's only this one, 2018, everything is fine. We select this and we say deploy. We want it on test. It is using, and it's not using test database because 2018 is coming, because that is only the data set which is available in deployment. And deployment of which deployment? It should be deployment of PPU. We need to be very careful here. It's copying it, and after that we'll check, does it need any additional parameter for this one? So it says okay, deployment is completed, the file is available here. Is it asking for anything else right now? It's not asking for the data set. How is going to pick up the production one? Little bit of worry. Let's click and check what dates we are getting. Oh, we got it. So the data set which is there, if the same name data set is there in the test one, it's already picked up. You don't have to do those changes. It has already done that change for you. So deployment pipeline, now you know how to use it and how you can take the advantage of the parameters. Now there should be data set parameters also, which are enabled if you are using that kind of stuff. So these parameters are going to help you. So now you don't need to keep all your data in dev. If you're a premium customer, from the very start, beginning of the project, create a development pipeline with the small data, develop your data set, put it on test, put more data there, and if required, have more data in production, or you can continue with the test as long as you are satisfied what you have done, and then you can finally create the production pipeline. So you can have test and you can have one more pipeline. So basically you have options for production, test, and development. So development, test, and production. I can further say deploy, and it will create another premium workspace for me, which is going to be for production. So this is how you do the deployment of the pipeline. And there are optional steps. Sometimes it is not necessary you create test. You can only have development and production. But you have now seen the advantage of having a pipeline. So having a pipeline can help you, making a thin development layer, very thin development layer, and make your test environment where you can have all the data and test it on more data. So if you're a premium customer, take complete advantage of it. There is a workaround if you are very rarely publishing in the data file. So there is a workaround which is there for the pro. You can try that out, but every time you publish, it's going to override that. So do try these things out. Do let us know what else you want us to cover in this particular series. Thanks for watching this video. Thank you. Keep watching, keep asking questions in comments, subscribe to my channel and press the bell icon so that you can get notification for new videos. Thank you.